Because I can tell we probably about the same age. I'm a 41-year-old guy, and we grew up without the internet for the first half of our life. And then we got to where it was okay, the internet's something, and now we're into the AI world now. So we have like a unique perspective, and how we see stuff. And people, we used to be able to say anything. So we're just coming up at a unique time. Now, tell me this. This is something that I've always thought about. I've never heard anyone address. Why do most funny comedians come from the Midwest? I'm from Cleveland. You just said Steve Harvey. He's from Cleveland. Bernie Mac. He's from Chicago. You're from St. Louis. Now we got an outlier, my boy Martin. He's from DC. But then we got Richard Pryor. He's from Ohio. Dave Chappelle. He's from Ohio. Cedric the Entertainer, St. Louis. Why are we so funny? Is it because our weather's so bad we got to find something to laugh about?
Here's why the Midwest is perfect for stand-up. And I'm spitballing this. It's not like I thought about this before or anything. And this is just my life experiences. Is that too loud?
No, I love that. I love that. Okay, cool. Like I like the realness of our conversation.
Perfect. So now that I spent 19 years in LA is very, nothing wrong with this, very liberal. They're very, this is what's right, and they're very culturally, the very first time I seen a Mexican person wasn't until I moved to California. The very first time, I never really saw mixed couples until I moved to California. But this is what California is. It's open, it's this, so they've been free and all this other stuff. Now, being in the Midwest, we're in this weird, it's still racist, but we're progressive. So we've had all these experiences to talk about. I didn't grow up. My ex, she grew up where she was just, her family was like pushing her to just whatever you want to do. You could be whatever. We're taught, go to school. Go to school, go to college, get a job, get married. Pretty much the end in so many words. And so I grew up, like I said, I'm a preacher's kid. So I'm now noticing I'm taking these experiences, and then I moved to California and I'm seeing this and I'm seeing that. And I'm like, oh, wow. There's so much to talk about. There's so much to learn. Now I got questions and that need to be answered and all this other stuff. And I'm talking about it. People in California can't talk about the stuff that I can talk about here, because they don't understand what the Bible Belt really is. It's in their head, it's a red state. I'm like, baby, everything ain't that bad about a red state, to be honest with you. Now, you hear people from certain areas like, no, they're very just, this is what it is, versus here we're kind of like, I feel like people from the Midwest have experienced a lot more, and because we've experienced a lot more and we want a lot more, especially for people who are very creative, and we are now exploring and we're seeing so much. I feel like our experiences in our lives have just made us who we are, made us a little bit more raw, made us a little bit like some things that I'll say to people in California. They're like, that was mean. I was like, mean? That's how we got said. That's how we said I love you. And like I got a joke where I talk about the albinos. I'm like, albinos kind of look like Skittles with the flavor sucked off. I didn't know what an albino was growing up, because I was told I will get the black slapped off me my entire life. So in second grade, when I saw my first black albino, I was like, oh, that's a bad kid right there. I'm like, what did you do to have your mama actually slap the black off you? And I go into this whole bit about it. But in LA, they're like, that's wrong. You shouldn't be talking about. And in St. Louis, we're laughing. Even the albinos are laughing at this joke. Like, So we have that raw, authentic thing about us, I believe. And maybe it's also because our fried rice is better here in the Midwest than it is